Hey everybody, thank you for joining us for another episode of Two Grumpy Reviewers. I'm Mario.
I'm Celeste.
And today we're going to be talking about one of our all-time sci-fi favorites.
Yes.
Altered.
2006.
Directed by the very same guy who brought you the Blair Witch Project.
Yes.
And, you know, although we are not fans of the Blair Witch Project, we have to say that this movie completely blew our minds. Like, just, blew us away.
Yes.
It is absolutely amazing. The special effects is top notch. I mean, it's very gripping. It draws
the practical effects.
Yes. Thank you for
top notch.
Thank you for mentioning that. It is practical effects.
Yes.
I don't believe there was any CG. Was there? I don't remember.
I mean, there might have been, like, with the... I don't know.
Right, I don't. There was so much...
If there was, then it went past us.
Right. There was so much practical effects that it was just so amazing and refreshing to see that in a fairly newer film. You know, it's not something you see a whole lot of. But I have to say, the way they pulled it off with such a small budget, it was such a genuinely creepy atmosphere. And the alien itself, the design itself, like, it scared me.
It's awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome, but it also
awesome.
scared me, the way they portrayed it, because it's like, what if they really are that way? What if they really can? What if they really are capable of ripping out your guts and doing that to you? It was it was pretty intense, man. So
it's almost like they're a virus.
Exactly.
Like when he cut him, and then all these starts, deteriorating, and it was incredible. This is a movie. I watch it at least twice a year. Right. I do. I admit that since I got it when it came out, and I watch it at least twice a year. And
that's the movie.
I love it. I paid full price for it. I have never been disappointed in this movie, and it holds up well. It truly does. It's one of those films that is it's not driven by fashion, it's not driven by music, it's not driven by anything except it's just a great film that I believe in, another...
It's driven by genuine scares.
It is. And creepiness.
Right. It's like I said earlier in this discussion, it has a genuinely creepy atmosphere, which is something you don't see a whole lot of in horror or even sci-fi films in this day and age. And I mean, it's like really great movie. It's definitely one of my top absolute favorite sci-fi horror genre. It is right up there. And
this is one that you were surprised that I had.
Exactly.
You were surprised that I even liked it.
Yep. When we first started dating, when I saw this in your collection, I was like, oh my God, she likes this movie too.
Yes, I love that movie. Yep. And if you didn't know, it was directed by Eduardo Sanchez, and he also co-wrote it with Jamie Nash. And it stars Adam Kaufman, and he's from a lot of TV. Adam Kaufman's done a lot of TV, like all the way back to Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Oh, I didn't know.
A lot of TV. And NCIS, Client List, lots of TV in his career. And he's a great actor.
Yes, all of the actors.
Great actor.
We have to say, all of the actors in this film were amazing. Spot on.
Spot on.
Just like you know how when you watch movies like this, sometimes some of the acting can be a bit lackluster or contrived, and you're like, oh, well, they're supposed to do that because that's what they're going through, or they're trying to imagine what it's like to be menaced by a creature like this. Not in this film. In this film, you genuinely feel their fear, their terror, their predicament. Again, we don't want to give away too much of what happens in this movie.
Right.
But this movie is so intense, with the special effects, with the situations and everything, that it just, I mean, it's like a thrill ride through the entire film. In the entire time you're watching, you're like...
From the moment it starts.
Right, from frame one, man. It just never lets up. And the entire time you're like, oh my God, what would I do if I would have done this? I would have hightailed it out of there from the get-go. I would just counted my losses and be like, you know what? It's not worth it. I'm out of here. You guys do what you want. I mean, that's probably what I would have done. I probably would have turned chicken shit and ran. But the characters in this movie, man, they go through a lot of pain and suffering, and they have to make a lot of very difficult decisions. And,
oh yeah,
and it's just like, I mean,
you can tell them, that these are 4 friends that hunt aliens.
Basically, there's no other way to put it.
There's really no other way to put it.
Aliens.
They're people that believe that aliens exist, and they caught one before.
One of the friends catches one.
They caught one before. Well, remember before. Like, they tell you.
Oh, the original setup.
That's right. The original setup was that they had caught one before.
That's true.
And so the whole time, one of the 4 friends is like, okay, I'm out. Like you said. I would have gotten the hell out of there. He was like, I'm out of this. I'm out. I'm not doing this. And the other 3 are like, we're going to catch one. And so it starts where they catch one. Oh, my God. And it's incredible.
Yes, it is intense.
And it is so believable.
Yes.
Like this world. Now, this movie also has something that you and I love. Minimal sets.
Yes.
Like, we love movies that can be done in a car. In like one room,
yes,
one house, where there's not 20, 30 sets. There's one, you're like, oh my God, how can they create all of that in one room?
Yes.
And this is one of those where, they're out in the woods a little and then they drive around a little, but they basically are at one location. And I love it. It is incredible what happens. And Brad William Henke, I think that's how you say his last name. I hope it is. I hope I don't offend him. I love him. I think he's wonderful. He's the guy that plays Duke, the big guy.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yes,
he was my favorite character.
He's wonderful, all the way from Gone in 60 Seconds, Split, Fury, and from the recent Netflix Bright.
Right.
And he's wonderful. Like, he delivers. They all deliver. It is incredible to me what they pulled off with this film.
Right.
And the practical effects are just...
I mean, this
wow.
film deserves a cult following. If it doesn't have one already, it deserves one.
Way more than Blair Witch Project.
There's very few films out there,
yes.
Especially independent films that are deserving of a cult following. This is definitely
one of them. Yes.
I would definitely vote for this one.
Yes. If you have missed this and all of the content that is out there, you have to find this movie.
You owe it to yourself, man. I mean, like, especially Halloween night, especially. I dare you to watch this on Halloween night when everybody's knocking on your door trying to get candy. Watch it alone.
Right. It is very disturbing. It's very creepy. And you know what? Another thing that kind of, there's a lot of movies out there, sci-fi movies.
Yes.
You love sci-fi.
Love it.
And I say this all the time, way more than I do. And but I have my group of them that I love. And you'll notice a lot of the videos we've done are ones that I am partial to, because I have more to say about the ones that I like than the ones that I hate. And so this is a movie that I cannot believe it didn't get a massive theatrical release. It didn't get what it deserved.
It was released by Rogue Pictures. Mm-hmm. They're definitely not a small company.
No, they're not.
They're a reputable company. Rogue Pictures has done a lot of great films.
And but I mean, as far as, I still talk to people today and they've never heard of this movie.
No.
I'm like, how do you not know that this movie exists? Yeah. I mean, this is a great movie for people that don't love sci-fi. That's a lot of the movies that you and I tend to pick are ones that I like.
It's true, because it's not your stereotypical sci-fi film.
It's not.
It's definitely more on the horror end of the spectrum. But I love this movie. It is so exciting. I never get tired of watching it. The practical effects are just, man,
perfect.
They're perfect.
They are perfect.
Like, they deserve awards for that. If they haven't won them yet, they deserve awards for that.
Well, now, what about, the movie, I'm trying to compare it to something I think people will relate to. You know that movie, what is it, Fire in the Sky?
I love that film.
Okay.
Yeah, another great
film. There was no, real alien payoff.
That's true.
There wasn't. Mm-hmm. This gives you that. This movie gives you that. And that's what I always look for in a movie like this. I'm like,
that's true.
There better be a damn alien.
That's true. That's true because the aliens and fire in the sky, although they did show them, it wasn't. I didn't really feel like they did enough with the aliens.
Well, yeah,
they just kind of kept them more like
right.
They were more like in the dark, kind of mysterious, more. You know, they didn't really elaborate too much on
that. Well, they
kind
kind of leave it open to maybe that it's just in the imagination.
Right. Maybe
that's right. This doesn't do that. Right. This basically brings it out there, and
it doesn't let up. I mean,
moves,
it does not apologize.
It engages.
Yeah.
It freaked me out. It really did. As far as sci-fi goes, not being a fan of sci-fi, I want a good payoff. This gave that to me.
Altered delivers jumps and scares in spades.
Yes.
It literally makes your skin crawl.
Don't even watch it first. Just buy it.
Yeah.
It's great.
Just save, you know, just don't even waste your time. Just plunk the money down.
Find it and buy it.
And be proud.
I think it's hard to find.
Is it?
I think it is hard to find. I don't know if they're still making it. I know it's a lot harder to find now than it was then.
Right.
And
well, then we need to guard this copy.
But if you don't like sci-fi, you'll love this one. And I think that's the really good thing about this is people like me who are not partial to sci-fi, they would love this. Yeah, it gives you everything that you want.
I think a lot of people would be pleasantly surprised by this movie.
And I love that they will find you.
Yeah.
I did, and they do, you know, which is really great. And
the tagline's great.
There is. And there is an alien payoff. So if you're like, I'm not going to watch another alien movie that doesn't give me an actual alien. It just implies it. It talks about it, all these crazy alien people. And there's no real alien because it was really all in their head. This will give you an alien that is pretty awesome.
This one, let me add to that. This will give you an alien that'll give you nightmares. Yeah. This is the stuff that nightmares are made of, right?
Yeah, he's pretty scary.
Yeah. I just like
But it's awesome.
Yeah, no, yeah, totally.
It is. It's awesome. For sci-fi fans and for people that are not partial to sci-fi, I think that they'll love it.
So that's it for Altered. Yes. We highly recommend you buy it and own it.
Yes.
It's an amazing film.
Help us get it a cult following. Totally.
Go ahead and give them the details, baby.
Like this video and leave all of your comments below, please. Even negative comments. We don't care. Subscribe to our channel so that we can keep doing this for you guys. And if there's anything that you want us to review, just tell us below, okay? We will see you guys next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye.